Hi friends, Aitherea here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the best ways to farm the Moogle Treasure Trove, the Hunt for Goetia event. So let's just get started. First of all, you're going to want to navigate to Duty and Collection, and that is how you open your Mogpendium and you can see all of the different things that you can farm, all the different dungeons, trials, raids, etc. So first let's talk about the weekly objectives and the mini-mog challenges. These are things that you can do once per week. Basically, you complete them weekly, and between the two of them, you will get 30 Moogle Tomestones. Now, what you see on my screen, it might not be the same as what you get. It seems to be kind of random. Some people get certain things, other people get other things, but usually they are not too hard to do, and they're a really easy way to just get 30 Moogle Tomestones per week. This is great for anyone who maybe isn't that interested in farming the event. There might be a couple things you want, but you don't really want to go ham. You're not really that interested in farming the standard objectives. You can just do your weeklies. On top of those, you can do the Ultimog challenge, which this time around is treasure dungeons, which I think is really cool and really fun. Now, you have to actually get into a dungeon. See, it says you have to enter a treasure dungeon via a portal 5 times. The other thing to note is that treasure hunts abandoned midway through will not count towards the total. So you can't just enter one and then leave, vote abandoned. That's not something you can do. You need to complete it. Whether completing it means you get bad luck and the dungeon kicks you out, or you make it all the way to the end and get all of the grand prizes. Either way, you need to complete the dungeon to get credit towards the Ultimog challenge. I think this is a really cool one because there's also a few options for how you can do this. Apparently, you can do any of the maps. It does not specify a level, so you could do any level map, whatever maps you're interested in. So that means you have the option of going with other people, make it a fun event with your friends or your FC, or if you want to solo it, you could grab a lower level map and solo that. And that way you wouldn't have to necessarily rely on other people. But, if you don't have an FC and you don't have like 7 other people that can go with you, there will be people doing this in Party Finder too. So that could be a great way to do this if you want to do some of the higher level maps, or if you want to try and make friends. Maybe you can make friends doing treasure dungeons through the Moogle Tomestone event. But that is the Ultimog challenge, and those are kind of the casual ways to farm, but definitely things that probably everyone should be doing throughout the event. Now let's talk about the standard objectives for the people that are like, this stuff isn't enough for me, I need more, I'm farming everything. You're going ham. First, let's talk about what the fastest method would be. So that would be Alexander, the Fist of the Father. This is a level 60 raid. This particular raid is really, really quick, really easy. It's like 3 minutes long. It's super, super quick. And if you have a really good team, like especially if you had like a bunch of people, like if you're with like raider friends or something, you're going to just completely annihilate these. It's insane. But it's only 2 bosses in the Fist of the Father, so this is probably the easiest one out of all of the Alexander raids. That makes it super spammable. And while you do only get 2 for it because it is so quick, a lot of times the math for like how much you're getting for the time, this is going to be one of the best. I will note that you see that a bunch of the Alexander raids are on here. If you have never done the Alexander raids and you want to complete the story, you want to enjoy the story, experience the story, this would be a good time to do it, because even though a lot of people will be farming this first one just because it's the easiest and the quickest, you will see people taking advantage of this as a time to unlock these raids and to do them because they are optional content. So if that's something you're interested in, now would also be a good time to go through all of them, unlock all of them, and experience the story. Another really quick option would be gates. Gates usually take like 5 minutes or less. I think I did Cliffhanger in under a minute. It was like 45 seconds that it took me to complete it, and I got 3 Moogle Tomestones for it. And obviously the rewards here, you can see that each one offers a different amount, and it also depends on your performance. So the better you do, the more you will get by completing these gates. But they are super duper quick. The only kind of caveat to gates is that they happen every 20 minutes. So it's not something that you can spam. You have to wait for them to come up. So they come up at 0 o'clock, 20 o'clock, 40 o'clock, and then again at 0 o'clock. But something that you can do is you can farm your gates every 20 minutes, and in between each gate, you can run a bunch of like Fist of the Father if that's what you want to do. And that maybe will help you kind of reduce burnout, but it's going to be a great way to make both Moogle Tomestones and MGP. Speaking of MGP, let's talk about some of the best value methods. So gates are obviously one of them, because not only are you going to be getting Moogle Tomestones, you are also going to be getting MGP. So if you're farming anything, maybe you're farming the 2 mil mount, the 4 mil mount, or just some other cute glams, prizes, whatever in the Golden Saucer, gates are a great value. The other thing that's going to be a really great value is any of these PvP stuff. So you can start with doing your Frontlines roulettes, and that way you're going to be getting a bunch of EXP. You'll be getting 3 to 5 Moogle Tomestones, depending on whether or not you win or lose. You will also be getting wolf marks, which you can spend on various things in the wolf's den. If you already have a bunch of that stuff, you can also just use them to buy things like materia or glamour prisms to sell. You can also get like ventures with them, I think. So wolf marks, not bad. Every time you complete a PvP instance, whether it's through the Frontlines roulette or not, I mean, doing the roulette is really just to get EXP for a job. And by the way, enter on the job you want EXP on. You can switch to a different job while you're inside. So if you want to play a different job, you can do so. But if you're leveling a certain job, enter on that one first. But anyhow, every time you complete a PvP instance, you will also be getting Series Malmstone EXP, and there's a bunch of different little rewards that you get for this. You obviously are getting trophy crystals at rank 5, you get a bomb parasol at 15, there is a cute little coyote minion, and at 25 there is the oppressor identification key, which is the oppressor mount, and that is actually based on the oppressor from Rival Wings, aka Hidden Gorge. So there's so much value to doing PvP because there's so many different rewards that you're going to be able to get or work towards on top of doing the Moogle Tomestones. I also want to note that Hidden Gorge, aka Rival Wings, is one of the most fun PvP things that you can do in the game. I'm not a big fan of Frontlines at all, I kind of hate it. But Hidden Gorge is really, really fun. I have a little guide on it as well if you guys are interested in that. And on top of just the general PvP rewards, Hidden Gorge will also help you work towards 2 different PvP mounts. They kind of look like gorillas, like mecha gorillas, like mechanical gorillas. So that is something that you'll be working towards as well. It does take like 100 wins or something crazy like that, so you won't be getting it right away, but it will be saved. Your progress will be saved until the next Moogle Tomestone event, because during the Moogle Tomestone event is when Hidden Gorge tends to be a lot more popular. It kind of gets revived, so if you have fun doing Hidden Gorge, this is definitely the time. And if you ever struggle to get into Hidden Gorge and you're in the NA servers, go to Primal, because that is kind of the PvP center of North American servers. So that is the best value. I also want to note that PvP is great for low levels because you can PvP at level 30 plus. Unfortunately, I don't think you can PvP if you are on the free trial. I mentioned gates being the other best value thing. This is great for low levels as well because it unlocks at level 15, and I believe you can do gates. You can do the gold saucer on the free trial, so that is fantastic. Okay, my final category for farming this is the cozy category, and that would be doing things like Praetorium. Some people, especially if they have a second monitor or a tablet or something, they really enjoy just relaxing, throwing up some Netflix or YouTube on a second screen, and just running through Praetorium. and you will get 7 Moogle Tomestones for this. It's probably not like the fastest method because Praetorium's going to take like 20 plus minutes probably, but people in the past have said that they really enjoy doing this, so I always include it in my videos. Similarly, ocean fishing. Ocean fishing, you only get 5, and it does take close to 30 minutes to complete ocean fishing, but some people love it. They love ocean fishing. They love the coziness of it. They love, again, putting something on their second screen. It is great for leveling too if you are trying to level your fisher. So it's not worth it in terms of like quickness because you only get 5, but if this is just something that you like to do and you're trying to level fisher, ocean fishing could be the way. Castrum is a lot faster now, and if you wanted to be really quick with it, you could go with Blue Mage, but to me it just doesn't seem worth it because we have all the Alexander raids that are super easy. I mean, what I've been hearing from the past events is that people are clearing this in like 4 to 5 minutes as a Blue Mage team, so it's definitely still worth doing as a Blue Mage team if you want something to do quickly, but I'm kind of including it in Cozy because I think it's another one of those where if you're not Blue Maging it up and you just want to go and run it because maybe you're running the roulette for it to get EXP, whatever, it's kind of more of a cozy one because the cutscenes make it take longer. The last thing I want to mention is these 3 Shadowbringers trials, Cinderdrift, Castrum, Meridianum, and the Cloud deck, which are often called Ruby Weapon, Emerald Weapon, and Diamond Weapon. This was, I believe, an optional series of trials from Shadowbringers, but the story on these was really, really good. Truly a quality story that is a shame that it's optional content. So the reason I'm bringing it up is because this is another moment where these might be more popular to do because they are providing rewards for the Moogle Tomestone event. So if you are interested in this story, and you should be, this could potentially be a good time to unlock these and do them if you haven't. Okay, so that is everything. That's my advice on what you should consider farming for this Moogle Tomestone hunt for, I've been calling it Goetia, but what if it's like Goetia? I have no idea. But then those are my tips on what to farm. If you found this helpful, please consider leaving a sacrifice to Lord Algorithm in the form of a like, comment, share, or subscribe. Let me know what you'll be farming for this event. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my channel members for supporting me. Bye!